Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a positive spin. Today we're going to be talking about the remake of Red Dawn. We did the real Red Dawn, or the original, for controversial view, and now we're going to give this one a positive spin. Now, granted, this has above a 5 on IMDb, but this was really pretty much hated when it came out. So let's put a positive spin on Red Dawn. Now, my history with this film, I was curious about it when it came out in the theaters, but I never saw it, unlike the first one, or the original. I did see the original in the theaters, but not the remake. So, I believe it was Black Friday. I ended up getting this Blu ray on Black Friday. Took it home and watched it. Wasn't really sure what to expect. I mean, I do like Chris Helmsworth, and I think Josh Peck's a good actor, contrary to popular belief, I guess. But I was really surprised on not only how faithful it stayed to the original, but actually how good it was. Now, of course, they changed a few things. They changed the invasion from Cubans and Russians to North Korean and Russians, which kind of makes a little bit more sense for it to be a modern take on this film. And I know I shouldn't do this, but I do it anyway. I always say I'm not going to do it anymore, but I do it anyway. And that is I read reviews on IMDb pretty much after I watch the film. And I was kind of disgusted because, people were calling Josh Peck the worst actor of all time. And while he's not my favorite actor, I think he's far from the worst actor of all time. And people were saying how unrealistic it is. The funny part is everyone looks at things with nostalgia goggles because I was around when the first one came out and everyone said how unrealistic that is. So which one is it now? If all of a sudden, because people are nostalgic for the original is possible, but now this one isn't. I don't know. I don't buy it. Now, the things I liked about the film, I liked the atmosphere and the surroundings that they were in. Of course, it was still the Wolverines and they were still a high school football team, but it seemed like more of a homely type southern town. I liked the weapons they were using, of course, which were very similar to the ones in the original Red Dawn. I did like the relationship between Chris Hemsworth and Josh Peck as brothers. Um, in comparing the two, which it is its own film, and the original is its own film, but I don't know. It was a different dynamic, and I thought that that was pretty cool. Now they did take some source material from the first one, like the transmitter. Those of you who have seen the original will know what I mean. I don't want to give too much away. And they also took one of my favorite scenes from the original. And in the original is where Jennifer Grey is running from the troops and the guys pop up out of the ground. Well, they did that in the city, and I thought it was really neat when they did it. The enemies were villainous. I mean, they did their job. It kind of made you hate them. Where in the original, Ryan, I'm trying to think of the guy's name, the guy who played Superfly, I think it's Ryan O'Neal, but he was more sympathetic, I think, because he didn't really want to be there. So this guy that we have as a villain in the new one from North Korea, he was just a jerk. So he made a perfect villain. And they also added something that I thought was pretty cool. They were fighting for this box, and this box in the new one had something to do with some political thing that was going to happen. I don't know if we ever did find out what was in that box, but it had purpose. Also, Negan, the guy that played Negan in The Walking Dead, played an American trooper who had two guys with him to help the Wolverines in their mission. All in all, and actually, it shaved about a half an hour off the runtime, more or less half an hour. All in all, I really like this film. I think if you're going to do a remake of a classic film that was not so classic when it came out, because I do remember, because I was around when it came out. The critics said it was garbage, and people didn't have very good things to say about it, about how unrealistic it is. So I think if you're going to do a remake, I think they did a good job, because my favorite types of remakes are ones that stick to the material, the source material, but then do their own thing. And this one did that, and I really appreciated it for that. So check out Red Dawn, or don't. But don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin for Red Dawn. Remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.